All right. So you started off saying, first of all, you got divorced. Congratulations. Second thing, second thing
Well,
is
my man's
you
on the
got.
show. Okay. Okay. Now, so let me start with in terms of documentation importance.
Okay.
So you got your new place, guy is moving
Yep.
in. He has a whole bunch of boxes. All he knows, these are the important documents and the boxes. He may have his new apartment lease. He may have the deed now. Maybe he kept the house. And so kind of like with me, I had to refi the house, etc. So now that means there's a difference in deed, those kind of papers. And of course, probably when you're getting things switched over during that first year, can't think already of how many times I've had to present the divorce decree. What do
Yep.
the final divorce papers say in order to take my ex's name off of things? Guy has that in a box. What does he need to do with it? First, where should he put it or how should he store it? Let's start with that being our foundational document to set the organization for everything else. What would you do?
All right. So you started off saying, first of all, you got divorced. Congratulations. Second thing, second thing is
Well, my man's
you
on the
got
show.
you got boxes, right? So here's the thing: when you're creating your boxes, label them accordingly. Just don't throw stuff in and just say wish and a prayer. Remember, you start with organization. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You start something, you always think that there's a middle and an end to it. The beginning is setting, like we're doing now, setting the foundation. The middle is doing the work. The last piece is, remember, everything is on a cycle. So the last piece, you always get it ready for another piece. That's back to that ZZ copy 2 folder. You know you're going to do it again. So that's the last piece. You get it ready to start over again. This is the continuous cycle. So that being said, you're going to move again. You're going to go through this process again. So we're trying to minimize this as much as possible. You've gotten a divorce. You label it. What kind of paperwork is in it? You put as much information, not so specific, say office documents, say utilities. The reason I say don't get too specific is because if those boxes are sitting on somebody's truck or in a storage facility, you don't want somebody to say, "Ooh, what's in here?" You want something that's going to be a clue for yourself. And heaven forbid, I'm gonna just put it out there. You're in a moving situation, and your wife, soon to be ex-wife, still has access to your place.
Ooh.
Don't label that box such that she knows to take it and be gone with it.
Now,
Set yourself up with a decipher, a cipher that you put codes in it that you know what it is, and go from there. So we're working smarter, not harder, right? So we want to make sure that, hey, we're looking out for, and let's be truthful. This works for whether it's male or female. Not everybody's the best person. This is not male specific per se, but it's just getting you ready for that next stage in life, the next chapter. Put those boxes aside. Once you have them there, you're getting out. You can either use the same folders if you have some level of organization, use them again, but just lay them out. Literally, take the physical file, lay them out. Boom, 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 boom. You're going to have categories. Like you said, okay, well, what's important? Do I care about old utilities from another house? No, get rid of them. Gone, right? Unless you have something relative to a business where you are writing that stuff off and you still need that for your business. Again, I will always fall back on anything relative to a business you're doing and trying to keep, you keep that documentation. That includes if your home is being used as the office, you can still write off your home utilities, which still falls now under your business. So those things you keep. So anything relative to a business you keep. So you use that with a grain of salt. Lay it out. Don't be afraid to write out what you need. Okay, I need taxes, I need divorce decrees, I need birth certificate for the kids, blah, 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 blah. All those important documents. Like you said, very good point. Divorce decree. Scan it. Scan it, scan it, scan it. Make sure when you scan it, there's a seal on there. Make sure that seal shows up on that copy. So make sure that you have a good enough printer that's going to scan and show that there's a highlights and the shadows in it, and show that there's an official seal on that, because that makes it an official copy even, right? So have that. Make sure you scan them. And the reason you scan them is for backup. Because here's another thing. People, your cell phone is a storage device. Have a spot that says important documents where you can have those documents on your cell phone. Well, why would you need that? Well, it's not like we ever go to court and we got to send something through a text message that says, hey, here's my divorce decree. Hey, here's my resume. Hey, here's my kid's birth certificate. Hey, here's my driver's license. All these things you take a picture of and save on your cell phone. Driver's license, social security card, passport. If you live near a border, Nexus card. Anything that can get you in and out of the country if in the case you lose your wallet, your purse, or whatever, your man bag, whatever it is, always have important documents on there. Now, if you have underage children, you need that for the kids too. All that I just mentioned. And that includes even if you have a child that is 16, 18, 20, 22, get a copy of theirs too. If they get in an accident, who they gonna call? You. Right. Dad, where's my social security card? Dad, do you have a copy of my driver's license? I lost it. I mean, they pulled me over and I don't have my driver's license. I'm gonna send it to you. Boom. Worst case scenario, think about it. You have that stuff. We are the head of our families. Boom. And here's the catch. If you have your significant other or soon to be ex, get theirs too and have it. Because you never know when you might need to say, does she look like this?
Hey, man, I got to jump in and say one thing I learned, especially if she's the one that traditionally handled the accounting for the house, she has your information. Ask me how I know. Because my ex went and got a credit card behind my back with all of my information.
Bingo, bango.
These things often happen because they will use your information in a heartbeat in order, and it could have even been for innocent purposes to begin with, such as setting up bills. And it's like, okay, I need to have your driver's license number to do it, whatever. But you better know that she's writing that down for nefarious purposes as well. And then, I kind of thought about that, and I'm glad you mentioned it. I have to say there was a complete shift in my brain that I'm still working through, not even 6 months out. And that is what needs to be protected for privacy and what I can actually leave a little bit more out in the open because I don't have to worry about somebody going through my stuff. I've lived through a decade plus of somebody creeping through my stuff. So even if it was something innocent, it's still like, I don't want this to disappear, or I don't want them all up in my business. Because, 10 years ago, it was like, I need to start separating some things. And now I realize it helps my memory because instead of me having to think 2 or 3 times, which is, where did I put it? Where am I going to put it to remember it? Did I hide it? Now it's like, I don't care. It's out in the open because the only person who got access to this house is me and my son. And he's been already told that if I ever find somebody else, namely your mama, up in my house, you're going to be going out the door with her. So, you better be careful.
Well, Dev, you my man. I'm going to have to tell you something. Worst case scenario, always prepare for the worst case scenario. Get yourself a filing cabinet with a lock. Lock it up because you don't know who he bringing over.
Got the safe. You're right.
Right. Exactly. So you keep that set. And here's the other thing. Well, the ideal is that's my ex. I hope that I'm going to have somebody else around. They're going to be in and out of my house too. So I need to not have that around to get prying noses going and eyes going. Hey, I want to be nosy. How much he make?
Because we know how they do, right?
Let me get that social number. Maybe
this the old medicine cabinet thing.
Yeah.
I'm in here peeing, water running. They all up in the medicine cabinet.
You again, prepare for the worst case. Everybody's not your friend.
Right.
You got your kids around there of age. And again, I don't assume everybody's have bad intentions.
Yeah.
However, if I prepare that they are, then I know that they have to ask me for it.